This is just a lock. This is what I was seeing. I just flipped it over and realized that because I was trying to put that back in place. This is where the limit switches are. That's the sensor. This is the harness. This is the one that's giving us the trouble. So what? Oh yeah, well there it goes. It's doing it. So Carl's got this cool car. Some of you guys saw it, but it has Tourette's because we think there's a limit switch inside of here that is not getting a signal from corrosion or age, or maybe it's just contacts. But we're gonna try to take the door apart and get the latch out or lock and see if we can't open it up. It's really similar to a Camry corresponding year, and from the pictures it looks like maybe we can open it up and fix it like we did the Honda one. So let's figure out how to get the door panel off and figure out what we're doing. Yeah, figure out if we can fix it. The bolt. Does it? These are like little push clips.
Yeah. That's fancy. And
they're color coded too. Look.
I know, I love that. It's awesome.
They would never do this for our cars over here.
They never do that in America.
More screws. Here.
Toyota was making sure this thing was secure.
They just didn't want the door panel to rattle.
Yeah.
This was a car they made for themselves.
There we are. So pull from the back side.
I was right. Hook from the front, clip on the back.
The hardware.
The speaker's probably going to come with the panel. There we go.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
Come in here and you just push it. I'll show you when I get it out. It has a little protrusion that sticks in that, so I just like pried that up like that way. If you came in from the top, you'd have to get a pick and pull up on it. You'd probably break it.
Oh, okay.
There's a little hook back there. There it goes. Really wasn't that bad. I will say this is more like the Honda Insight door panel where, you know, it had the ones around the screws and had the ones behind the handle. And it wasn't all just snapped on. It was actually bolted and fixed on. There's no snaps at all. Like, it's a bolted door panel. Look, where a snap would be, there's an actual bolt.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that, so it doesn't rattle on the door. And look, they have a folded edge, a flanged edge. No, even a US Toyota would be a sharp edge. They flange the edge so they wouldn't cut their hands. Look how you treat us, Toyota. That's the only bolt on this back side to keep the thing from vibrating in there.
There's the plug.
This clip in here, let me try to point at it. That clip right in there, where the assembly goes to the door handle, like when you pull the door handle to open it. On the Toyota, it's super hard to get the rod out of there because it's got that bump on the end of it. But I got it out of there, and Carl is really proud. So now we're going to take the lock mechanism out. When I was looking at them online, they had the whole thing together. I think most of the ones that were being sold are from like wrecked cars or whatever, so they would have pulled them all together.
Yeah.
Is there's a switch in here that tells it that the door is shut, and that switch is wigging out, and it's trying to keep you from locking the keys in the car, because this is that era where electronic locks were new and they wanted this can't lock the key. Our culprit, we just got to see if we can repair the switch. if I can get this big thing out of here. This is just a lock. This is what I was seeing. I just flipped it over and realized that because I was trying to put that back in place. This is where the limit switches are. That's the sensor. This is the harness. This is the one that's giving us the trouble. So I am right. Yeah, there is a cover. I think if we can get to it, it's just dirty contacts. Because we know it's going to have contact grease.
Of course.
And we know that it's going to have had duty, you know, through its life since 1997.
Right. Plus it was on a ship to get here.
I think it's sealed up enough. I mean, look, they've even got foam padding around the lock, between the lock and the door skin.
It's just like overkill.
I don't think it's overkill. I think it's like to build a nice, because you could easily do that too. All right, hopefully no little flying springs go, because we're in trouble if they do. This looks like a...
Wax.
No, they're not ribbon cable. I was thinking it might be a ribbon cable, but yeah, that's the contacts that are connecting this wire. I may actually have to clean all that out to get those up without breaking them. May just have to take hot glue when we're done and cover this back up with hot glue. Yep. Welcome to our door lock repair video. It appears as if we might actually be successful here today.
So what is that stuff? Just grease?
Normally this is like hardened. I don't
Yeah.
know why it's soft like
That's what
that.
That's what I'm like wondering. That's why I keep. It seems
It's
like
like
it's
to
soft
seal
like grease.
something up. Yeah, some type of electronic grease of some sort. Yeah, look, there's just two little contacts in there. Let me get these dug out all the way. I don't want to break the contacts on it.
Okay.
We're going to be able to get to it. Welcome to our GX100 door lock.
GX100.
Well, this will work for the JZX too. It's the same car.
How about the GX100s? This is the right car to get.
Get the granny fresh one
Yes.
instead of a whooped up one.
Right.
These are the contacts in here. Actually, those pieces that I just dug out are the contact. That's the ground, and that's the signal that it's looking for. This is telling me whether it's open or closed here. No, I'll say that. It might be power and those are ground. I don't know. This is the contact that's dirty right here.
The one that's
It
red?
looks like it's worn all the way.
Is the red or the green one?
The green one, where it comes in. I'm going to take it over here to the workbench, clean some of this out, and see if I can polish that just a little bit so that it can make good contact again. That's what it is. The red one goes over here to that, and that indicates that it's one way, and then that's the other way. I bet both of these being dirty is the problem. I'm just going to make a little workbench here, try to get some of this grease out.
And that stuff is the grease. This stuff.
Yeah, this is just a dielectric grease.
Okay.
And I want to reuse it because this is a high quality grease. I don't have any good dielectric grease here, so rather than wipe it out with a rag, I'm going to just take a few extra minutes to scrape it out like this. This moving arm here moves this gear, and you'll notice this is just one solid piece to connect these two contacts. So what it's doing, this one is your signal, the ground, like I said, and it's one solid. But that second finger has a break in between locked and unlocked in its range of motion. So as you move that, it's going to go from lock and unlock on that outer leg and connect the two. But the contact,
that dark spot on that
right, these dark spots right here are lost continuity, and it's not sending the ground signal through to the central lock or whatever automatic locking computer to tell it, hey, yeah, it's actually locked.
So those dark spots are what you're going to polish.
Yeah, we're gonna try to polish. It used to be metal polish. It's really soupy stuff now. This is just like mother's mag polish, any kind of metal polish. Honestly, even wax would probably be all right for something like this. I do have way too much on there now, so I'm gonna get another corner here because I don't want to put too much. Look at all that that's coming off of it. It is. Look at it polishing up.
Yep.
Yeah, they both look good now. So I was worried that it may have ate the finish down. You can see it has a little bit, but we cleaned all that dirt off. It does have a little plating that's ate away. It's like a little bronze or brass, whatever kind of, I think that's a brass conductor that's plated. Some of the plating's ate off from age, but I'm gonna make sure when I put that grease back on there that seals all that up so it doesn't corrode. So these are actually in really good shape over here on this side, so not really a need to clean them. I'll go over them just a little bit since I have a little.
You're like just making it super difficult when you move. So you're gonna put the grease back in now? Mm-hmm. Okay. This high quality Toyota
dielectric
grease.
I'm gonna bolt it back in. It's fixed. It's fixed for sure. That's the dirtiest contact I've ever cleaned. Like, that's for sure what the problem was. That's what we diagnosed, that's what the symptom was, and then that's what we found.
Okay.
It's gonna work now.
Alright.
Trust the process, Carl.
Okay. You guys heard it here first.
Gooey stuff and put it back in place. Just to seal that up from the elements.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to look pretty. This is just to seal out moisture. It's obviously not going to be as pretty as it was whenever you peeled it all out of there. And let's just show you guys one more time. This is how it is in the door. Make sure you unplug that plug. This plug runs up through it. It unplugs right here. You got that 110mm bolt and then your jam bolts holding it in place, but make sure you get this rod here, that rod on the door handle, and this rod right here. The one for the door handle, it's got this big bump on the end that snaps in, and then the collar snaps in too, so it's kind of a double lock, where these are just like
simple little.
Right, simple on the end there. So stuck it up in there and use this to pry against, to twist and pry against the plastic clip to snap that out.
Because you don't want to bend those rods.
Yeah, be very careful. Don't bend that rod, don't break that clip. You can get that clip. It's common to other Toyotas if you do break it, but obviously you're going to be waiting for that part, so probably an order thing.
Yeah.
So let's put it back together.
Wait, Jeff. Oh, wrong finger. Jeff, the door panel's not on. All the way.
So I'm going to do like I normally would, crank it, close it. I'm going to put it in gear and like move forward and backward to simulate we just drove. It is fixed. It has been fixed. I told you. All right, hope you like that one. Hope it was helpful, guys. Like and subscribe.
Get out of the way.
We'll see you next time.